Oh, so you think it's with sweet words that you're going to win someone over, huh? Let me open your eyes, because apparently no one had the guts to tell you the truth until now. What I'm about to tell you is simple, direct, and powerful. And you know what's funniest? Most men have no clue about this. But if you can grasp it, and that's up to you, because I can't work miracles, you'll be able to get any woman interested just with your gaze. Think I'm exaggerating? Yeah, keep living in your bubble, thinking words are the secret to the universe. The reality is that we're surrounded by a lot of idle chatter, thinking that what comes out of our mouths is what really matters. Humanity invented language, and ever since, it seems like everyone believes that talking is what rules. Wake up, buddy! Talking, explaining, discussing? Big deal. What you're missing, and it's not just you, it's most people, is that words are the least important. They're just background noise. Every time you interact with someone, whether it's a woman or anyone else, there's a parallel conversation happening, and that's the one that truly counts. It's an invisible communication, a mental game happening on a subconscious level. You don't even notice it, but it's there, creating an image of you in others' minds. And you know who masters this like no other? The most influential people you see around? They can't even fully explain it, but they play in this invisible field like pros, manipulating and controlling what others think of them. That's what you need to learn today, not this nonsense about saying the right thing. Want to seduce without opening your mouth? Then pay attention. When you understand this game, you'll realize that true power lies not in what you say, but in the presence you have. The energy you project, the control you exert in a situation, that's what it's about. And if you keep thinking it's all about fancy talk, get ready to stay stuck in the same place. Now, if you really want to change the game, this video will teach you how to do that without having to waste your breath. Let's get straight to the point. Number 1. True communication goes beyond words. Have you ever stopped to think how wrong you are in believing that the key to winning someone over lies in words? Ah, what a sweet illusion. It's almost comical how most men insist on this nonsense, that being eloquent, funny, or charming will open all doors. It's like they live in a fairy tale where a guy says a few sweet words and boom, everything is solved. But wake up! Reality is way harsher than that. What happens in an interaction is not even remotely controlled by what you say. There's a much deeper and far more powerful game going on beneath the dialogue. You know that vibe, that tension or attraction you feel without even knowing where it comes from? Well, it's not by chance. There's an invisible flow of information that permeates every interaction. And this flow, my friend, doesn't pass through words or what you're consciously processing. It operates on a subconscious level, shaping how people perceive you, whether they trust you or see you as someone relevant all without needing a single word. Now, those who truly master the art of influencing and attracting people, whether socially, professionally, or even intimately, have a skill that goes far beyond just knowing how to talk. They can read this invisible flow of information and use it to their advantage. And the most interesting part? They don't always know they're doing it. It seems instinctive, but it's a sharp instinct. They perceive what others are thinking or feeling and respond to it with communication that doesn't need to be verbalized. It's almost a silent dance, where whoever controls the steps controls the music. In seduction, this is the real secret. Knowing how to project the right energy, the right presence, without needing to open your mouth. And here's the raw truth. Words have limited effectiveness. They can be manipulated, distorted, forgotten, but the impression you create before you even say anything that stays. Most men don't get this, and that's why they keep complaining that women like jerks or that being nice doesn't work. The issue isn't about being nice or a jerk. The issue is mastering this invisible communication. The ones who fail are always trying to impress with jokes or sophisticated talk, as if that's going to make someone fall head over heels. But in the end, it's just empty theater. Those who truly succeed know that power lies in who you are, not in what you say. What you project speaks far louder than any well-rehearsed line. That's why if you keep thinking it's enough to be the guy who talks well, you'll keep missing out on the best opportunities to those who understand the game. Mastering this nonverbal communication means understanding that words are the last resort, not the first. Number 2, eye contact, the silent game of power. Now let's talk about something so simple, but that has an impact you can't even imagine. Eye contact. And if you think I'm exaggerating, just look at nature. There, the game of power is always clear, direct, and brutal, without the pretense of hiding intentions behind words. When a gorilla looks directly into another's eyes, it's not there to chit-chat or ask how the day went. It's challenging. It's testing strength, dominance. And guess what happens? Whoever looks away first basically declares themselves the loser. The one who holds the gaze? That one has made it clear. I run this place. Simple as that. And believe it, this applies to us humans in the same way. We just like to disguise it, pretending it's all more civilized. But deep down, the game is the same. Whoever controls eye contact controls the interaction. And you know what's the cherry on top? In interactions between men and women, the gaze is even more decisive. Want to know if you're in control or if you're slipping? See who looks away first. When you make eye contact with a woman and hold that gaze, you're playing a powerful card. I'm here, I'm confident, and I won't be intimidated. It's a silent power game that says more than any well-prepared line you're planning to drop. Because trust me, if you're the first to blink, the first to look away, it's over. The message you've sent is clear: insecurity. And if there's one thing women can sniff out from miles away, it's insecurity. Know what that means? Weakness. And I'll spare you the suspense. Women are not attracted to men who show weakness. Now, don't confuse eye contact with that lost stare of someone trying to seem mysterious, but only making things uncomfortable. The kind of eye contact that matters is firm, determined, but not psychopathic, of course. It's the combination of confidence and calmness without seeming desperate for validation. If you look away, you've automatically lost. That's right. You've put yourself on a lower level, and that's the kind of mistake that can cost you dearly. So before you think about your next witty line or attempt to impress, practice that eye contact. Because in the end, the power isn't in the words that come out of your mouth, but in the silent signals you send before you even open it. Number 3, the invisible energy that makes it all happen. Ever wondered how some guys, without saying much, get what others, with hours of pointless chatter, never will? And before you hit me with the excuse of, oh, he must be rich, let me tell you, it's not the money doing the job. What's happening there is an invisible energy, a silent force that cuts through any human interaction. It's something most people ignore, but it defines who controls the situation. This energy is made up of a series of factors that go far beyond what you can say. Posture, gestures, how you move, the tone of your voice, and of course, eye contact. Yes, we're back to that point. Because if you still haven't understood the power of the eyes, my friend, it's tough. When you hold firm eye contact with a woman, without wavering, without that pathetic insecurity of someone who doesn't know what they want, you're controlling this invisible energy. And that speaks louder than any cheap pickup line you have up your sleeve. The eyes are the main channel of this transmission. There's no escaping it. You might think your posture or what you say is important, but if you don't master eye contact, everything goes down the drain. Men who get this can speak without needing to open their mouths. It's like the woman already knows what you're offering just by the way you look at her. This taps into her instincts, something far beyond rational thought. And here's the secret. Seduction isn't about logic, it's about sensation. And the gaze is the trigger for that sensation. So stop worrying so much about what you're going to say. That rehearsed talk of yours will only make you seem artificial. When you learn to use this invisible energy, you'll realize that silence is often worth more than 1,000 words. Saying less can indeed be your greatest advantage, because everything she needs to know is in how you look, move, and occupy space. If you want to learn how to use your invisible energy to effortlessly attract and influence, making her think about you and desire you, read the ebook in this video's description. After reading it, you'll learn how to master nonverbal communication and use your presence in an irresistible way. Stop being ignored. Start being the man she can't get out of her head. Number 4, the mistake that sinks you in seconds. Pay close attention now, because what I'm about to say is what separates men from boys. And here's the truth that many have no clue about. In less than 1.5 seconds, a woman has already decided whether you're a strong guy or just another weak one. Yes, buddy, it doesn't take more than that. And do you know what the fatal mistake you're making without even realizing is? Looking away first. Seems trivial, right? Well, that micro gesture destroys any chance you might have had. In the blink of an eye, literally, she's already put you in the insecure box. Most men do exactly that. They exchange a glance with a woman, feel that discomfort, that internal pressure building up, and boom, they look away like a shy teenager. Know how long it takes for this to happen? About 1.5 seconds, and that short time is decisive. Looking away first is the equivalent of shouting, "I'm insecure," without saying a word. You're basically signing a contract for failure the moment you drop your gaze. And here's the harsh truth. Once she classifies you as weak, forget about it. The attraction you could have built is already down the drain. Women are instinctively drawn to confidence, and looking away is a clear signal that you don't have it. Weakness will never be attractive, period. If you want to turn this around, if you really want to change the game, you need to force yourself to hold eye contact. No matter how much it bothers you, no matter how much pressure you feel. The rule is simple. Never look away first. This is the difference between going unnoticed and leaving a mark. It's about resisting that natural impulse to feel small, to shy away from confrontation. You'll only gain her respect and attraction when you learn to look her in the eye and hold that gaze until she's the one who yields. And trust me, this changes everything. Number 5, the visual dominance game. Whoever blinks first loses. Now let's talk about the real battlefield in human interactions. Eye contact. Just like in nature, where animals stare each other down to measure strength and dominance, humans do the exact same thing. The difference? We pretend it's all more subtle, more civilized. But the truth is, the fight for dominance happens in silence. When you exchange looks with a woman, you're playing this power game, even if you don't realize it. And the rule is simple. Whoever looks away first loses. Now hold on. I'm not talking about a direct showdown between two alpha males in the jungle where only one comes out alive. Here, the game is more sophisticated, but the principle is the same. If you hold the gaze with confidence, and she looks away first, especially if it's that downward glance, she's even unconsciously submitting to your dominance. This isn't a guess, it's pure instinct. The dynamic is silent, but the message is loud. You're the stronger one. But there's a detail that separates the men who dominate this game from those who get lost along the way. It's not enough to just hold the gaze. You have to do it with confidence, with firmness, but without seeming like a psychopath trying to intimidate. The idea isn't to become the guy who stares aggressively, as if about to start a Wild West duel. No, it's much more about projecting a calm firmness. That sense that you're in control of the situation without needing to prove anything. When she looks away, that's when things start to change. That small gesture says more than any word. She acknowledged your presence, your confidence. And you know what comes next? Attraction starts to build. Because in the end, women are naturally drawn to men who can maintain that quiet confidence. It's like you're playing an invisible game, and by winning that stare down, you've already taken the first big step. Number 6, when the gaze becomes your secret weapon in seduction. Maybe you've heard stories of guys who, without saying a word, won over a woman just with a look. Seems like an exaggeration? Not at all. This happens because eye contact is one of the most powerful weapons when it comes to creating attraction. And no, I'm not talking about just any glance, like a casual, "Hi, how are you?" It's something much deeper, something that cuts through words and goes straight to instinct. Yes, instinct. You know, that thing that's rooted deep in the brain? Well, the gaze touches exactly on that part. And here's the truth. A woman's look speaks far more than any conversation. If you know how to read it, and more importantly, how to respond to that look, you're already playing on a level most guys don't even come close to. When you hold eye contact and she looks away first, you've already sent the message you needed. You're the confident guy, the one who doesn't get rattled. But if she holds your gaze and even throws in a smile, my friend, that's when the real game starts. It's practically an invitation for you to move forward. Now, don't give me that excuse that you don't know how to react. The clue is right in front of you. Her look is the green light, but like any signal, it requires you to be attentive. It's not about acting like a robot following a script. The secret is in picking up on these small subtleties and responding naturally, without anxiety, without rushing. If she looks away, congratulations, you've already made an impression. If she holds your gaze, congratulations again. Now it's time to move forward with caution. The gaze is the first step, and it can take you far, very far, if you know how to play the right game. Number 7, body language. The silent partner to your gaze. Now, if you think the gaze alone will do all the work, get ready for another surprise. Eye contact is part of the game, but it doesn't play solo. Your body language is the true partner in this scheme. What's the point of holding a firm gaze if your body is screaming, "I'm nervous," or "I don't know what I'm doing here"? Exactly, it's useless. The complete package involves much more than a simple exchange of looks. The key here is simple, open, relaxed posture, but without losing firmness. Straight shoulders, erect spine, and controlled gestures. No fidgeting like you're trying to escape. The way you position yourself in space says as much as what you do with your eyes. If your gaze conveys confidence, your posture amplifies that message, like a megaphone. It's the sign that not only do you know what you want, but also that you're not desperate for attention. And here's the most interesting part. Women pick up on these signals with incredible speed. Before you even open your mouth, she's already read your entire emotional state, whether you're nervous, insecure, or the kind of guy who walks into a room knowing he can get what he wants. Don't underestimate their ability to perceive these subtleties. They're paying attention to the whole package, and if you combine a confident gaze with a posture that exudes dominance, congratulations, you're playing at an advanced level. What does this mean? Simple. You can say a lot without saying a single word. Your presence does the work for you. Want to attract women without exhausting yourself in long conversations? Combine a firm gaze with a dominant posture. This is the unbeatable combo, the formula that makes you stand out effortlessly. Number 8, the truth you don't want to hear. Now, here comes the final blow, the one you need, but might not want to hear. No one cares about your excuses. If you're not able to win over the person you want, if you keep failing in interactions, it's your fault. It's not the woman's fault. It's not the universe's fault, and it's definitely not fate. It's you sabotaging your own chances with your pathetic posture and your lost gaze of a guy who has no idea who he is. Do you want respect? Want attraction? Then stop acting like an insecure boy who looks away at the first sign of pressure. The game won't wait for you to feel comfortable. Either you dive in, mastering your gaze, posture, and presence, or you can stay seated, watching other guys get what you want while you make excuses about why it didn't work. The reality is this: it didn't work because you're weak. You think you can win someone over without even respecting yourself. Think that just because you're trying, it's enough. Wake up! Trying without decisive action is useless. Either you do what needs to be done, or you keep sitting there, missing out on opportunities. So if you want to break this cycle of failure, get up from that chair and start acting like a real man. It's not about being perfect, but about being firm, being present, and having control. From now on, either you master yourself, or you'll keep being left behind. watching life pass you by. Is it harsh? Of course it is. But someone had to punch you in the face. Either you wake up now or keep lamenting your mediocrity. The choice is yours. Now that you know the game, the question is, will you keep hiding behind your excuses, or will you take control of your own life? The power is in your hands, or better yet, in your gaze, your posture, your presence. No one's going to hand this to you on a silver platter. Either you look in the mirror and decide to change, or you'll stay stuck in the same old routine, watching opportunities slip by. The choice is yours. Be strong or be irrelevant, and the world doesn't forgive weakness. So, if you want real results, start acting like someone who deserves respect. Act like someone who already knows their worth, because, in the end, only you can put yourself in the place of power you desire so much. Are you going to stay there waiting, or finally make things happen? Now it's up to you.